Hello everyone and welcome to World Renowned Wrestling Tempo. We have some amazing matches for you tonight, so sit back, relax and enjoy. Yes, we are starting the night out strong with our very first tag team matchup since going over to TV. Council House and Violence making their way down to the ring. That is Wayne Morgan on the left there and Greg Jones wearing white. They have not been on good form recently. They lost a match last week on Tempo against Gauze, a handicap match that was. And Wayne Morgan failed to win the Battle Royale on this week's Gambit, which could have seen them winning the title of Knights at the next pay-per-view if he had won. And introducing my least favourite tag team, not for any personal reasons, it's just that I can't pronounce it correctly. Introducing Drago. I think that was better than Gambit, to be honest, but still I'm not 100% sure I've got that right. But you are looking at twin brothers Owen Sheen and Reese Sheen make their way to the ring. I've got one note for this tag team on my little notepad here, which says Owen Sheen equals top knot. That's the only way I'm going to be able to differentiate them. It's going to be an interesting match though. Both young teams wanting to make a name for themselves, hopefully getting further in the tag team division to actually make an impact and maybe win the title of Knights at one point. That's what they'll both be looking for. And I just want to take a moment before the match starts to apologise. I'm just coming off a cold. My voice is not 100%. I'm sorry for sounding so stuffy. But going back to the match, it looks as though Greg Jones has come out swinging. He bounces Reese off the ropes and then hits him with the kitchen sink, sending him head over heels. And Greg looked quite proud of himself. You've seen him celebrating in the ring for a quick second there before picking Reese back up and hitting him with that neck breaker before stomping him on the floor. Reese now brought back to his feet as he is whipped into the ropes and hit with a clothesline, taking him back down. Once again, another little celebration there. Greg happy with these offensive manoeuvres at the moment as he whips Reese into the corner. There is a tag made. Wayne Morgan coming into the ring, and we've seen this before. Both of them heading towards their opponent. One goes high, one goes low. Big double team move, knocking Reese back down to the floor. And this time, as you can see, Wayne quite happy with what he did as he hits Owen in the face and then drop kicks Reese back into his own corner. Owen is absolutely furious on the apron there as Reese is hit with a good kick followed by DTT. As you can see, he's trying to get back into his corner where his brother's waiting for him, but he gets caught by Greg after a quick tag and hit with a backbreaker there, wearing him down. And this time Greg hits Owen in the face. Look at him, just celebrating in front of him. And watch this, he's managed to turn Owen around on the apron as he's leaning and punches. Come on ref, he's in the ropes, he's the illegal man, what you doing? Reese though, managing to get the upper hand this time as he kicks Greg in the stomach and follows it up with a big knee to the face. My God, could have broken a nose there, but I don't think Reese cares after the punishment he's taken up to now. You can see him just laying in more punches, but Greg's managing to turn it back around once again. Goes after Owen. What is it with these two? Going after the illegal man. As Reese is in control, bounces Greg off the ropes, but he manages to duck under a punch. Then Greg manages to duck under a springboard maneuver. This time Greg on the offensive as he just hits Reese straight into the side of the head there. And another tag out from Council House and Violence. This time Wayne Morgan coming into the ring. They're keeping each other fresh here. They've not really taken much damage. The dragon screw is hit on Reese there. And this time, look at this. Owen drop kicked off the apron by Wayne Morgan and then turns his attention to Reese, hitting him with, I think it was like a body block there, maybe a forearm, I'm not really sure. Just gets the one count there. Reese kicks out. Wayne, oh, look at this. As you can see, he's learned this one from the streets. Just kicking his opponent while they're down, kicking him in the ribs, kicking him in the head, and then follows it up with a float over DDT there. Council House and Violent absolutely in control as Wayne Morgan once again taunt, but a tag to Owen Sheen. All this anger of being punched while he's the illegal man. He came in, house on fire, hit Wayne with a pump handle side slam there before rolling over and go for that ankle lock. This has finished many of their matches. The ankle lock, both brothers do this, but Wayne manages to flip forward and hits Owen with that running body block again. I mean, that could have been over there and then. I've seen people tap out as soon as that move's put in, that ankle lock. But Wayne manages to flip forward, breaking the hold, and now he's in control as he throws Owen into the corner, slamming him off the pads there as he hits a snapmare, followed up with just a huge kick to the chest area of Owen. Tags in his partner Greg. Greg hooks in the arms here, and we've seen this before. Look at this, just forearms to the back of the head there, back of the neck area. A lesser person would probably have been knocked out there as Greg turns Owen around, only to be met with a punch straight to the nose there. Owen throws him into his corner. Is there anything that he can do? Yes, he can tag in his brother Reese as he spine busters Greg to the floor. Reese hits that splash off the top rope there. Maybe should have gone for the pin afterwards as he slams Greg's head into the canvas, and then springboard moonsault. This time he does go for the pin. Dead right, son. Referee gets to 2 before Greg kicks out. The Welsh brothers are in absolute control now as Greg starts to take a beating, but it looks like another curse of the commentator there. Look at that. Absolutely sweet. A jab followed by a huge lariat taking Reese down. Absolute perfection there. Wayne Morgan tagged in now. Greg Jones obviously needing a bit of a breather after the beating he took in the ring, but looks like it's now being turned to Wayne as he gets swept off his feet, but he manages to get his feet up for whatever Reese was going to try afterwards. Big jumping neck breaker there takes Reese back down to the mat, and it looks as though Wayne is gearing up for something big here. Runs forward, goes for the big kick to the face, but Reese manages to dodge out the way and hits that Japanese arm drag there before telling Wayne to get back on his feet. This boy does love to springboard, and this time he's going for, I'm not sure what he's going for. Wayne drags him off the top rope, landing him on his back before snapmaring him and hitting that knee into the spine. Reese is in big trouble. He needs to tag out as soon as possible, but that is not going to happen as Wayne kicks Owen off the apron down to the floor. Reese manages to drop onto his feet. He gets back into the ring, only to be hit by a axe handle by Wayne Morgan. Council House and Violent absolutely in the driving seat here. Reese sent back over to their corner, and I think he was going for a tag, but he got an elbow to the face instead, followed by an exploder suplex. Reese going on the offensive when maybe he should have gone for the tag instead. Looked like he was going to go for that ankle, but look at this double team. He's in the wrong corner here. He gets hit from behind and then kicked in the face. Wayne Morgan now going under before dropping Reese's face to his knee. Another tag by Council House and Violent. They have played the better tag game at the moment as Greg knocks Owen off the apron once again. It's not the first time it's happened. This time bounces off the ropes, hits a seated senton. Reese is in big trouble. He has been wore down. He manages to get a kick and a schoolboy roll up. What is this? 1, 2. It could have been over. Quick pin took Greg by surprise. Greg dodges a punch. They lock up. Reese dodging a clothesline. Greg dodging a springboard. Greg going up to the second rope now. Jumps off, and once again Reese dodges the attack before bringing him to his feet, only to go for that ankle again. Greg in big trouble. He's close enough to the ropes that he might be able to shuffle across, but that doesn't matter. He rolls out just like Wayne did as the two run together. Greg gets the upper hand, sweeps the leg, goes for the punches in the face. Reese needs to get out of this ring as quick as possible. He needs a tag now. He's brought back to his feet and whipped into the wrong corner. Council House and Violent corner, but a reversal elbow goes for maybe an overhead belly to belly, but it's reversed once again. Both members of Council House and Violent swinging their fists, one hitting high, one hitting low, as Greg dumps him back into the corner, face first into the turnbuckle pad. Another elbow reversal, and this time Reese sends Greg into the wrong corner. Tag out, get the tag now. But Greg gets the elbow, he spins him around, this could be it. The big finishing manoeuvre, the anti-social slam, before turning his attention to Owen, and once again finishing off this manoeuvre that he couldn't earlier. Punches to the back, followed by that backstabber, and Owen rolls out of the ring as Greg goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3. Council House and Violence win. Well, what can you say? They were the best team on the night. They had a strategy. They kept themselves fresh. They kept tagging. And they just outplayed the boys from Wales. And as we go to our first break, all I can say is congratulations to Wayne Morgan and Greg Jones. Fantastic match. Tonight, it's all about answers. Why did the Street show up last week and disrupt the main event? They're not contracted with World Renowned Wrestling. If Has-Been George wants to keep us here, he's going to have to offer us something big. James Ali, Daniel Cage, for the title of King of World Renowned Wrestling. Wait. Jason Thompson, I need you to come to the back right now. How are we going to have a match without a referee? George, what's going on here? Introducing your new referee for tonight's main event. Adam Smith from the Street. What is going on? I can't imagine Ali or Cage being happy about this, but what other choice do they have? The Tiger Bomb. Daniel Cage kicks out, as he's seen. Adam Smith calling it right down the middle. James Ali kicks out at 2. This time going up the top rope. This could be the elbow drop. This has finished so many matches. Hits it flush straight to the heart. Here comes the pin. 1, 2. What? Adam Smith stands up. He does not finish the pin. Lights have gone out. The Street are in the ring. James Ali managed to roll out the ring only to be met with David Foxton. High Street slam, and he's this third power bomb thrown in to the barrier there. Adam Smith begins counting. It doesn't look like either of them are going to get up though. It's going to be a count out. Answers have been given, but more questions have been asked. And them questions still are unanswered. I have tried to reach out to owner George Sinclair, but he has gone radio silent. I also tried reaching out to the Street for a comment, and they replied, and I quote, "Shut your hack mouth." Lovely. But I'm hoping that next week's Gambit will shed some light on what has been going on recently here. But anyway, on to our next match. Here at World Renowned Wrestling, we are always looking for new talent, and this man right here has been given a chance to show us what he is made of. If you like what you see, let us know in the comments, and maybe you will get to see more of him. His name is Rory Moon. He's been in the Indies for a long time now, and when I met him backstage, one word came to mind, and that word was eccentric. Well, other words did come to mind, but I definitely would not say it to his face. Last week on Tempo, we seen the amazing debut of this man, Gauze. It was his first match in World Renowned Wrestling, and he took it upon himself to request a 1-on-2 handicap match, which he went on to win. I told you last week that he was an absolute closed book. He doesn't talk to anyone, including myself. That is still true, but I still did try and ask him questions, you know, where you're from, things like this. Didn't really talk at all, but when I mentioned the marks on his body, them red marks all over his body, he had one word for me, which was burns. I will continue to try and get the information from him, at least until he threatens me, and then I'm out. But the bell has rang, the match has started, and already you can see the massive size difference between both competitors here. And I do wonder if that's on purpose. I do wonder if George St. Clair looked at last week's match with Gauze and thinks, how can we one-up a 2-on-1? Well, maybe get a guy who's pretty much the size of 2 and throw him in the ring with Gauze, see what happens. But it looks like Rory's in control here as he just tosses Gauze from one side of the ring to the other. Only for a quick second though, Gauze replying with a kick to the head and then punches before clobbering him on the back and getting to work on the floor, throwing that forearm into his face there and dropping an elbow too. Gauze now letting Rory up as he goes for a kick, which is reversed, knee to the leg there, but then a reversal from Gauze, that hitting in the stomach and then the knees to the face. Kind of felt good. Gauze heading up to the second rope. He drops a front drop kick straight into the stomach of Rory. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. Rory kicks out. But Gauze is straight back on top of him. Then punches to the gut and the knees to the face once again. As he picks Rory up. Grabs hold of him and throws him into the corner. Running up himself and just hits with that chop right across. Snap me out the corner. Drop kick to the side of the head. Gauze in full control right now. Gauze picking up Rory now before going for the leg, before striking him straight in the face with the elbow. I think picking up the leg was a bit of a decoy. Throwing that elbow out of nowhere and then kicking Rory straight in the head on the floor there. Picking him back up. What's he got planned now? Throws him against the ropes, ducks down, Rory jumps over, and that sling blade taking Rory down. Goes for the pin straight afterwards. Just a 1 count. Rory kicks straight out. Every time Rory is knocked down, it seems to take an extra second to get back to his feet. And look at these right body blows, big punches, straight to the stomach. Rory now escaping the ring, getting a bit of distance between the two. But look at this, straight over the top rope. Somersault by Gauze. Straight into Rory on the floor there. Look at him, he's absolutely down and out. You can see it's hurt him, holding his chest there where Gauze landed. Gauze picks him back up though and throws him into them steel steps that did not move. The big man just bounced off them. Gauze now confidently showing his back to his opponent, who is just, like I say, every single time he's knocked down, it just takes him longer and longer to get back to his feet. He's absolutely feeling it this match. But props to him, he's getting back into the ring after the beating he's taken. Both men go for a little something there, but both miss. Rory has Gauze in his arms, but he gets out with a few elbows to the face, kick to the gut, drop kick to the head. Rory is going to have to do something quick if he wants to leave this match with a win. And I'm sure that's all he's thinking about doing since he's not an actual member of World Renowned Wrestling. But look at this. Kick to the leg brings him down to one knee. DDT straight to the floor. And Rory crawls into the corner, using them ropes to get him up to his feet. Huge chop by Gauze there. The whole stadium heard that. And he follows up with a choke in the corner. The referee's going to have to stop it. But that doesn't stop Gauze choking with his foot. Now, once again, it's going to have to be broken up if he wants to win this match and not get disqualified. Gauze just pacing around like a puma. He just screams at Rory there before punching him straight in the jaw, spinning him around, turns him around, and there's that huge lariat turning Rory inside out there. What strength must Gauze have to be able to do that to someone twice his size? I mean, even dragging him across the floor like this shows absolute strength. Rory sluggishly makes his way to his feet, but Gauze is waiting, hooks in that guillotine choke. This is what ended the match last week. It's what ended the match this week too. Rory has to tap before passing out. Another win for Gauze. That is 2 for 2 on tempo. I'm sure it's only going to be a matter of time before we're seeing him week in and week out on Gambit 2. Congratulations on your win, Gauze. But now we are going to look into the backstories of 2 of our biggest wrestlers in pre-TV. Want to know more about the wrestling stars you're watching week by week? Well, welcome to pre-TV. Palestra was born into a large family in Greece which consisted of her mother, father and 10 siblings. Her father travelled the world and provided for the family, while her mother looked after the house and brought up the kids. From a young age, Palestra was grappling. With 8 of her siblings being boys, play fighting and roughhousing was a daily occurrence. Her eldest brother Hector trained in wrestling for the Olympics, which became a massive inspiration for her. Palestra joined wrestling clubs, trained and won a number of competitions, all before the age of 16. By 18, she had moved to Japan and began her journey into pro wrestling. Many companies and many titles later, Palestra joined world-renowned wrestling on its very first night. She held the title of Queen ever since it was created until it was vacated during the jump to TV. Just like her brother was to her, Palestra is a huge inspiration to not only the women's division, but every single person at world-renowned wrestling. A born performer, Amelia got her first acting role at the age of 7. From there, she acted in 27 TV shows and 2 movies. While having this amazing career, she was always trying to better herself. Singing, ballet, the violin, gymnastics, and of course, wrestling. She began getting popular online mostly due to her vlogs. Every video showed off her life and there was always something exciting to see, like behind the scenes of a movie or backstage at a wrestling event. Fans flooded her channel. At the age of 21, she finished university with a degree in psychology and her first 1 million subscribers. She decided that she wanted to pursue a career in wrestling and joined world-renowned wrestling as it was just beginning. When other members of the roster heard about her online presence, she was nicknamed The Influence. You can still find Miss AK123 online as she continues to grow in popularity every day. That was pre-TV. You have just heard the backstories of Palestra and Amelia Cade. Every single person in world-renowned wrestling obviously has some kind of backstory before coming to us. We're only 3 years old. I want to know, do you at home want to hear every single one of them in the pre-TV segments? Leave a comment and let me know. But looking forward to our main event match for tonight's Tempo. It is our first televised triple threat match. It is Asami Oda who's just made her way to the ring. This lady right here, Sophie Vidal. And if you have seen Gambit this week, you will know the last competitor. It is Ava Blackwell. It's an interesting matchup. Asami Oda and Sophie Vidal joined the company only 6 months ago, around the same time as each other. They're both fast, high flyers, willing to put their bodies on the line to get the win. Whereas Ava Blackwell, she's been with us over 2 years now. Not much of a high flyer, instead she's more of a pick you up and throw you type of girl. And at this point in the match, I want to throw in a plug for our main show, world-renowned wrestling Gambit. If you're not watching that show, you are missing out on all the action from our top stars week after week. where tempo is a proven ground for new talent, Gambit is where the top stars play. Ava Blackwell now making her way down to the ring. Apparently she trashed a part of the backstage area after a loss on Gambit this week. Ava Blackwell, Zuri West, Amelia Cade, they've always traded wins between each other. They're all so good and know each other so well that it's hard to determine a winner of any match that they're in together. And I assume Ava Blackwell really wanted that first TV win, but unfortunately she was beaten by Amelia Cade. We are following usual triple threat rules, which means no disqualification, no count out. The bell rings and Order and Vidal go straight for one another. Vidal getting the kicks in, striking first, but that does not last as Ava Blackwell comes from behind, mat slams her down before blocking an elbow from Order and a mat slam for her too. Vidal now getting the offence in, snap, suplex takes Ava Blackwell down. They're all getting the licks in here. Vidal thrown into the corner. Order does not follow up on that though. She instead goes after Ava Blackwell, a few punches but then reversed. Vidal now throws Ava into the ropes, dodges a dropkick, dodges another one. Just because she can pick you up and throw you about doesn't mean that she's going to stand there and be hit. She takes Order down with a shoulder to the back before concentrating on Vidal just slamming her head down into the floor, picks her back up, and as you can see outside the ring, Order going for a steel chair. That is legal. Ava Blackwell says no thank you, do not want that. Forearm to the back of Order, and she is thrown into the corner too as well, stacking her opponents up, Ava Blackwell, as she throws Order straight into Vidal, a 2-for-1 special there. Order rolls out of the ring as Vidal is picked up by Ava Blackwell, picked up again and slammed down, that power slam straight to the floor. Just missed that chair there, luckily. Ava Blackwell now concentrating on Asami Order. She lays in them punches and kicks before slamming her head into the turnbuckle pad there. But she's hit from behind by Vidal, who springboard drop kicks her straight to the floor. What an absolute amazing move there. As I said, high flying moonsault, standing moonsault there, goes for the pin afterwards, but it's broken up immediately by Asami Order, who picks Vidal up in this electric chair, drops it down, German suplex. Absolute amazing move there. Ava Blackwell now going for the electric chair, drops her backwards. Whatever you can do, I can do better, I think Ava says. Asami Order once again rolling out of the ring, trying to get out of harm's way as Vidal's just thrown over the top rope. Order tried to sneak in there, but Ava was ready, bounces off the ropes, drops down to the floor. Big body block knocking Order down. She's picked back up by Ava Blackwell, locks up with her. She has her in a suplex position. What is she going to go for here? Order manages to wriggle out of it. Chop block to the back of the knee there, taking Ava down. She picks her up and then goes for the knee again in that dragon screw and then slams it down to the floor. But chair shot to Asami Order and one to Ava Blackwell there. Sophie Vidal getting massive offence there as she goes for the pin. Ava kicks out at 2. It's like I said, anything goes in this match and everybody wants to win as Vidal picks up Ava Blackwell, takes her over to the corner but is stopped with a few elbows to the stomach. Once again, Asami Order trying to hit Ava from behind. She is pushed away, knee in the face for her efforts, but then Vidal hits a huge drop kick to the face of Ava Blackwell. She's now in trouble as Order goes for a pin, but it is broken up straight away by Ava Blackwell. Big belly to belly to Order, but then a springboard dropkick to the back of Ava Blackwell's head. This could be it. Just a 1 count. I am surprised. This is literally anyone's match at this point. Everyone putting in 100% as Vidal hits Order with a knee to the face. She goes up to the top rope, telling Order to get to her feet. Cross body block from the top rope. Did you notice Ava stepped back and just let it happen? She knew that both of her opponents would have felt that one as she's thrown into the corner by Vidal, who rolls out the way of Order, kicks her in the stomach. Huge sunset flip powerbomb there. As Ava decides who to hone in on, she attacks Vidal in the back, snapmare down, and then a knee straight to the back of Vidal, who has to roll out of the ring just to get away from the punishment. Blackwell now concentrating on Order. That big Samoa drop there. Signature Ava Blackwell taking Order down. But what's Vidal going for under the ring? She pulls out a ladder as Order's thrown out the ring. Blackwell ready and waiting. Vidal gets into the ring, doesn't see Ava there. Ava setting her up for the call of the void. She's on the shoulder swing and hits her down onto that ladder. She is not getting up after that. That's a 3 count. Ava Blackwell wins. And that's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, leave a comment. Congratulations to the Sister of No Mercy, and we will see you for Gambit next week.